What's going on, guys? Welcome to the drone show. Got a fun one today. Hope, well, for me it's going to be. Don't know about you. I'm going to sharpen, because I use this one quite a bit, my Shirogami #2 Nakiri that I bought on Amazon, so many eons ago, it seems, for $50. I'm going to be using my King Hyper 1000 stone. This is the hard version, so there's a soft and a hard King Hyper 1000. There's a 2000, and I think it might also come in soft and hard. I don't know for sure. I've got the supposed hard one, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because I'm not using it today. I will be finishing it on the HK Knifeworks 3000. I'll show you this stuff over here in the GoPro. This is the Vitrified Diamond, just because I wanted to see that 3000 grit finish. I'm sure you guys do too. And it will also get its own video at some point, and not be like a finishing of from a regular other stone or something like that. But I just wanted to use it today just to get this out of the way, because I needed to sharpen this knife anyway. One thing, so Adonma, you guys may have seen him post, but this one that I said I wasn't sure which one it was exactly that was glued to the marble hunk, and I said it feels like a 400. It is. He said it's the HK Knifeworks 400 extra hard. So I'm excited about giving that guy a run for its money too, and seeing how it chews up some steel versus the FSK 400. I'll probably do that this week. I'm probably going to do a series of videos throughout the week this week, and probably, either post one a day or every other day or something like that. For the giveaway, of course, I always like to update with the actual date. So the date of the next giveaway for the All-Stone Fukami is April 30th. So that's 1 week from Wednesday. So all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and leave a comment on any video from last Wednesday until the last video before the 30th. So anyway, that's all you got to do to enter. It would be nice if you went and checked out Altways LLC on Amazon, just to kind of give them, just a look, right? Give them a little bit of traffic. You may find something you want to buy there. They sell things other than stones, if you're the first time that you've seen this video here. But they do sell whetstones, and they're very reasonably priced. And it's not just their own alt stones. So anyway, go check them out on Amazon. Show you up here in the GoPro. Oh, I'm showing you this. I'll give you an update too. So Mom actually is doing better. She was coherent, able to speak, but she's still a long ways from coming home. So they're thinking it might be months of recovery and definitely weeks in the hospital. So that's unfortunate. But here is that King Hyper, the Hyper 1000. Boy, she's a thick boy. I'll show you that knife. Our good old Shirogami 2. I knew the name on this, but I forgot it. I forgot to actually write it down. Well, it may be in a document somewhere. If I find it, I'll post it up in the description. The kanji, I've looked it up that way, and I need to do that again if I can't find it. And I usually, like I said, document it in my a lot of folders that I have for my knives and stuff. But I'd mentioned before when I sharpened this that I wasn't sure what this peeling is. I have since discovered, due to the ones I got from Knife Japan, and I didn't know this, and other people didn't know this either, there are certain areas that all the knockeries that they make, they coat them in lacquer. I did not know that. It's to aid with preserving the karoshi finish, as well as to just aid in corrosion resistance to a degree. I mean, you're going to kind of get that at some point worn down, which, as you can see, this one's kind of flaking and peeling off, and that's fine. But now that I know what it is, it's not just some cheap, weird film. It makes me feel better. So, yeah, we'll get that going. Let's go ahead and get our stone. I flattened it last time I used it, so no big deal there. Using my Bernal cutlery, little expanding spring-loaded stone holder there. Amazing stone holder. I recommend getting one if you don't have one. These are actual, like a nice dense rubber. The cat wants to be part of the video apparently. The nice dense rubber that it's real grippy, you know. I like the other ones, like these standard little guys here. They've got some pretty decent grip to them, but this puts those to shame. So yeah, 35 bucks. It's worth it. Totally worth it. Let me get her mounted here. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. Mine has been a little insane. Happy Easter. Even if you don't celebrate Easter, happy Easter Day. Happy 420, you know. Yeah, let's get her going. I had some other things. Oh, real quick before we get started. Bring you up here for some serious talk. No, I'm kidding. So I was talking to Bird Dog. He's also on Reddit, the Betrayer. We're going to start working, because I've got the equipment and kilns that reach proper temperatures. We've got recipes and stuff, and I actually want to do this for a while. We're going to start working on making our own diamond vitrified diamond stones, just like these HK Knife Works, just like the FSK, right? I've actually got a couple of ideas on some things that I want to do too, that I think I haven't seen it offered. It is offered in a small offering, you know, just keep reusing words here. But I haven't seen a lot of what I'm thinking. I've seen, you know, the diamond vitrified, and Geshen has one that I had no idea that they had one out. King even has one called the Neo Carat, spelled like a diamond carat, C-A-R-A-T. So look that up. You won't find one to buy, but it's pretty interesting. So it's a King Vitrified Diamond Whetstone. It's a 1000 grit. It goes hand in hand with their resin bonded, which I do have that. I'm going to do a video about that. But it's vitrified. So I had no idea that all these other companies had vitrified diamond stones like the FSKs and stuff. So I'm trying to secure one of those. Adonma's going to help me. Hopefully we get one, but I'm going to make some. So if you guys are interested in these vitrified diamond stones and would like to help us test them once we get them to the point where we can actually build them, I'm going to start like a mailing group where I'm going to send out a few of them. You guys can test them, document your results, you know, just kind of, even if you don't want to like super document them, just give us ideas of what your experience was, and then send them to the next person. And that way we can get them around and hopefully get these out to market at a much cheaper price than we're having to pay for them as it is. So that's our goal. Just wanted to give you guys that information. I thought you might enjoy that. That is something that I am capable of doing because I've got the equipment and stuff. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get started on this here. I'm going to turn this dehumidifier off real quick. I forgot about that. That's going to be noisy in the background there. But let's get this started. Let you guys hear this here stone. The King Hyper, if you don't have one and you like King or are on the fence about King and don't know, I recommend getting the Hyper Hard, the Hyper 1000 Hard. It's still, it's still a little friable. When it says hard, don't let that, you know, scare you. But anyway, it's totally worth it. It's a great stone. So, all right, let's get her going. We'll try and put this crispy edge. I don't really know that it's so much a soaking stone as the others are. I mean, I think it is to a degree. It did soak water, okay? I believe it is advertised as a soaking stone, but I don't think you need to soak it like you do the other King Deluxe stones. A burr already. This knife is roughly 61 HRC. Got a good burr through the whole thing. It's not the burr that I want, so I'm going to keep going. Not that I would stop there anyway, right? But just FYI, so this stone, it is an excellent cutter. And anyway, the hard one is a really, like I said, it's a really good stone. The soft one is too. But if you ask me, if I was going to get a softer King Hyper, I would just use my, standard King Deluxe 1000. So anyway, just food for thought. The thing is, I'm going to collect them all anyway, just like Pokemon. Oh man, yeah, that's such a good feel. It sounds good. I mean, this stone is smooth, right? So our King Deluxe 1000 that we normally would use, it has that chalky feel, which you guys have heard me say 1,000,001 times. This one, less so. I don't think I got all the gunk out of it before. This is more, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, it's pretty smooth. That's not the word I was looking for. If I'm struggling to find that, that's got problems today. This would be more like, I mean, kind of in the Arashiyama line of how it feels. Not exactly, right? Because Arashiyama has a feel that's hard to mistake. But this would be, well, this would be a cross between the Arashiyama, the King Deluxe, the standard King Deluxe, and maybe, you're going to think I'm crazy here, but maybe the, come on, brain, work for me. Shapton Kuramaku 2K. That's the feel, right? The cut, obviously, it's cutting very nice. So it's not like it's a high grit, it's definitely medium grit. I've got a complete burr, tip to heel, no issues. Feels good, like I said, you can hear it. It's nice and smooth. It's kind of buttery, That's a good way to express that. But if you listen, it's got that's ceramic. And the King Hypers were to kind of combat the harder steels, the steels that were higher carbides and things like that, from my understanding. And that's why King developed these, is because where the King Deluxe, as we all know, the standard King Deluxe 1000 is a great stone when it comes to things like Aogami or Shirogami steels. Getting into the harder Aogami Supers and even the harder tempered Aogami 2s, 1s, Shirogamis, it can struggle depending on the hardness level, but especially whenever you get into the super steels or steels that are just designed to be harder than Aogamis and stuff like that. So they still can sharpen, but they struggle. Well, the Hyper was built to combat that. I'm actually going to test the HAP 40 against this at some point. I actually have a couple new HAP 40s on the way. So I'm excited about that. And guess what? One of them's probably going to be that giveaway knife. So, the 1,000 subs giveaway, as long as this thing turns out to be a good knife, it's going to be a HAP 40, baby. Just doing some couple long strokes there, and we're going to switch to the other side. Yeah, super smooth. Like, it's a super impressive stone. I kind of feel like maybe I should round off these edges some, but we'll leave them be for now. If I feel any interference, I'll go ahead and do that. But the only thing about the HAP 40 that I'm looking at giving away is it doesn't have the wah handle. So if that's something you're like accustomed to, really like, it won't have that. But that doesn't change the way that it's going to cut, you know. Or at least that's my, I don't know how it's going to cut, but that's, you know, handle has nothing to do with that. It has to do with its feel and its appearance. It's made by Nakamura Homono, which I didn't know. There are more than one. So if you remember the curved back bunka, that's made by Nakamura Homono, but that's made by Nakamura Homono in Oita, or Oita Prefecture. And the one that I'm looking at for the HAP 40 is in a different one. I don't remember where exactly. I'll get all that information when that comes time, but I had absolutely no idea there was multiples. It's a very popular name. It's like Smith over here, maybe. We do have our burr completely flipped. Yeah, it has been a very stressful week with Mom. It's been insane, but you guys are here now. This is one of the things that helps keep me grounded. There's a good chance she's going to be on dialysis for the rest of her life, but we don't know that for sure until after this week. But in the meantime, she definitely needs it, so they've got a port put in her. But she was actually talking to me. She can't talk very well, and I don't laugh at that like that's just some funny thing. But humor always makes the situations that are difficult a little easier. She has mouth ulcers, I guess, from a ventilator. I didn't know that. I didn't know that would do that kind of stuff. So she was talking to Dad. This is what's funny. Dad and I were up there talking to her, and you can tell she's kind of loopy because she was making a pretty dirty reference to my father. I was like, do you need me to leave the room? That was funny. But again, I appreciate you guys. Who did what for Easter? I'd be curious to know what you guys did. If anybody did anything. Some people don't. Some people don't, you know. You don't have to be religious to celebrate Easter either. You can still go to dinners and stuff with family and whatnot and all that good stuff. That's what I did. I just went to the wife's in-laws. Not in-laws, Jesus. The wife's aunts and stuff. I've been using that Zarlik Gen 3. Man, I gotta tell you, that thing's really awesome. I can't wait to do a demo and show you guys what I've been working on with it. The DMD stones are amazing, by the way. Those resin bonded ones. I got up to a 6K the other day on another knife, and holy crap. I'll show you. Actually, real quick, because I just can't believe it. Anybody that's worked with D2 knows that it can be a little stubborn, right? Let's show you. This is just a knife that I experiment with. It's a CJRB. It's a D2 steel, right? Check this bad boy out. Oop. I mean, it just completely shreds that thing. This is crazy. Fixed angle is pretty awesome for a lot of things. I actually did it on a chef knife too. Holy crap, I'm going to show you guys that. That's not today, but in a video. I was impressed. All right, so with this edge, what I'm going to do here before moving on to the 3K, I'm going to do how I normally do off camera when I'm not in a real hurry. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to start with less pressure than I was using for sharpening. We're going to do full length stropping strokes, and I'm going to reduce pressure as I reduce the strokes. So I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm just going to feel it out, but roughly up to 10 and alternate, reduce pressure again and change the amount until I get to like 1. So, and now what I'm going to do is base it on how this burr reacts. So this is just super light. And already that burr has come off on the stone. I don't think I could show it. Nah. Oh my gosh, yeah, the whole thing has just popped right up. That's one of the things I love about Shirogami too. Super easy to deburr. It also has a lot to do with the knife and the temper, the heat treat and the temper and stuff, but again, super light. Yeah, man, that's like, let's see if I can show that to you, because that's super important. So if you look right here, you should be able to see it. It's right by my finger. That little line. Yeah, that whole little line there, it's a whole burr. It's will burr. Yeah, that completely came off. And I could tell too, because you could feel it as you're running over it, you know, with the knife on the stone. So as you can see, again, super light, hardly any pressure. I'm just more guiding than anything. Just alternating the sides. Back and forth. I mean, it's already gone, I can tell you. I'm just trying to give the 3000 the most best edge to work with that is complete. Okay, I'm going to do some edge leading. Not many, just a few. Just kind of making sure things are all good. Hey, again, Rick, I wanted to tell you, buddy, thank you so much. My son really appreciates that. I'm going to have him shoot you a message personally. Yeah, he was blown away. He was like, wait, what, really? So he was able to actually put gas in his car because of your generosity for his birthday. His 18th birthday was on the 17th. Ooh, that's a beast. Man, that's awesome. All right, let's go ahead just real quick. We're gonna clean the surface. I'm gonna end up lapping this stone, but I just wanted to go ahead and really quick get the gunk out just to see how well get that pulled out with the Sabatoru. Yeah, King Hyper. What I'll do real quick too is just a quick little cut before moving on to the 3000 grit. On the old drying rack over here. Bring you up here. I'm gonna make sure she's dry. All right, just a real quick. Holy smokes, listen. I mean, that King Hyper, good Lord. I caught that. Oh, that poosh. I'm curious about the paper towel. I got a piece that I was actually cutting on already. I'm curious, right? There we go. It kind of did. That was my fault for letting it rip. Oh yeah, there it goes. I mean, it's cutting a paper towel, so. Yeah, it's tearing some because I'm getting the corner of it caught in the bottom. But if I put it on the, like, there's a trick I've seen when you take the paper towel and don't free hang it like I was just doing, but you got the roll, even though it's wobbly, and you pull the paper out and then do that, you have some resistance on the roll plus what you're pulling to allow you to kind of slice it better. It's not cheating or anything. It definitely helps than a free hanging piece. Just FYI. So let's go ahead and move on over here to the 3000 HK Knife Works. Let me go ahead and wipe this off real fast, guys. I don't mean to seem a little scatterbrained today, but been a lot of stuff going on. All right, I'll go ahead and set that down there. Get this here water all dabbed up and squeaked off. All right, so here she is, the 3000. On a nice aluminum hard plate there. Appreciate you again, Adama, for sending these over. Let me test them. Definitely appreciate it. I don't think I'd have been able to test, well, definitely not this many, if it wasn't for the generosity of people like you. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. Ooh. Dude. I'm putting some like pressure, like I'm trying to pull. That's grippy. Now that's really neat. All right, let's listen to this. I'm gonna do, I don't know. I was gonna maybe do long strokes, but let's just see. Let's do a couple first, just to listen to it. All right, I'm gonna do regular strokes now for regular folks. I'm in a rhyme mood today. Ooh. Wow. Wow, that thing, like, Todd was not kidding, Todd Carr. So he made a post, I believe, response to Neve's Knives, you know. And then he was talking to me because I replied to him. These have the cutting power of diamond, which we know because it is, but the feel of ceramic stones, like normal, regular ceramic whetstones. That is 100% true. This feels as if I was just using either a Shapton or, you know, a Rashiyama, it doesn't matter. The feel, feedback, everything about it feels 100% like a regular synthetic ceramic stone. That's just insanity. I can't say that about the FSK. Nothing against the FSK. Not in a bad way or anything like that, but the FSKs feel like diamond stones. They feel like they're cutting the crap out of the metal. This feels like it's cutting the crap out of the metal. But yeah, I'm just using things that I normally have in my arsenal. Had a little burr. Or not a little burr. Had a missing burr there. Could have actually just fallen off. All right, I'm going to give her some long strokes again. Super light pressure. I don't need to give this thing hardly anything. Man, that just feels so good. I hate to say it, and based on this, which is very limited, and my very limited experience with the 1000, if I were to right this minute be told, you can have one of these, FSK, NSK, or the HK Knife Works, but you have to choose right now, 60 seconds, go. It would be the HK Knife Works. 100%. Yeah, based on right now. Yeah. Again, that just confirmed it. The way it feels, everything about it. 100% would choose this. Maybe the 1K instead of the 3. I don't know. No, I think I would choose the 3. Maybe. I don't know. I'm debating because the 1K is medium. I could do a lot with the 1K, but I feel like I could do a lot with the 3K too. Man, that's a tough decision. Yeah, 3K. I would love to have the 1K, obviously, but this 3K is amazing. Holy crap. Yeah, over the FSK. It's nothing against the FSK because it's a great stone. But this feels like what I'm used to. I'm not used to diamonds. I've refused to jump full, force into the diamond bandwagon. Not that it's a bandwagon, but because I didn't have a need. But yeah, no, this for sure, 100%. Yeah, it's so amazing. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the alternating. Super light. Hardly any pressure at all. Just enough to keep it on the stone. I can feel the burr coming off. I can hear it. I'm like mesmerized by this stone. Of course, you would be too, I think, if you were using this. This thing is, man, I've blown away. I think these are a little bit more affordable than the FSKs. They're still expensive, but I think they're more doable. This will be the goal to try and replicate in the ones I'm going to make. We've been researching and reading documents. Like I said, I've got a kiln. I've got a pretty decent sized kiln that's used for ceramics, actually. I'm going to test in that. I'm going to test with like small batches of various sizes just to see how it holds together and what happens to the diamonds. I'm not going to go right away to shapes that are stone shapes or whatever. But test a few things out, and until we can get our formula, get it tweaked just right. Get our heat just right, all that good fun stuff, because you can read all the stuff and documentations in the world out there, but if you don't, if it doesn't work for your kiln or your setup or whatever, I'm going to do it with CBN as well. CBN responds better to heat than diamonds do, so I'm going to actually make them vitrified CBN stones. So What? I must have a burr. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and deburr. I guess I didn't do it enough on that. Oop, come back now. Oh crap, I shouldn't use that. Whoop, I'm gonna get my paddle strap. I used conditioner on that strap. The, is it? Yeah, from 1907 on my hanging strap because, I mean, it's out here in the basement, right? And, you know, straps dry out and you don't want them to dry out because then you got cracked leather, and once it cracks, you're pretty much cooked. You're not supposed to use them for 24 hours after you do that, and I just did it like 2 or 3 hours ago. So I'm just using my Hutsul's paddle strap. It's a small one. Using the rough side here. Just making sure I get all them burrs off. Whoop. Can't wait to sharpen my HAP 40 on these knives, on these stones. I think it's going to be awesome. And HAP 40 is no match for diamonds. I finally got that thing tweaked how I wanted it to. That thing's a cutting beast. All right. I got my 8.5 inch, they call them Arkansas ceramic rods in too. So I'm going to start making those sharpening rods like this one. I'll show you this one I did. Oops, where'd you go? Huh. Maybe I'm not going to show it to you because I can't find it. Well, that's not good. You don't want that to happen. Oh, there it is. I'm going to put a handle on them. Just like this. So it's just a ceramic rod. Put a little handle on it and good to go. They're fun to use. They work pretty good. Same concept as a steel, but I find that they actually do better on your edge than a steel does. All right, here we go. Burr gone, hopefully. Oh, man, that's a crispy beach. Here. Barely pushing. Holy crap. Oop. Super slow push. Oh. Golly. Ooh. Let's do this. I'm gonna try it with the free hanging paper towel. What can it hurt, right? The only thing it's gonna do is make me look like a fool at the worst. Now it cut it. Let's go on the other side now. Oops. Well, it cut it, but there. Yeah, I mean, this thing's cutting really nice. It's not cutting exactly free hanging paper towel like I like, but it'll do it. No problem that way. Anyway, yeah. She is just, man, just ripping through that paper towel. I'll do a little picture up here for you guys. Whew. Man, she is super sharp. All right. Well, there you have it, the $50 Amazon Shirogami 2. Used the HK Knife Works 3000 grit to finish with the King Hyper 1000 to go ahead and bring it back to its previous glory. Gave it some good deburring. Unfortunately, I had to use the strop after the HK. That's a me thing. That's not anything to do with the stone. That had to probably do with angle, whatever, you know, who knows. But as you can see, the strop definitely redeemed. Make sure my mic is working there. Praise the Lord. Make sure you guys are a subscriber to the channel and you leave comments below to be entered into the giveaway. Also, on the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I'm giving away a Japanese knife. I'm giving away a good sharpening stone and probably some other goodies because I appreciate you guys' support so much. You guys have helped me actually through this hard time with my mom, and like that means the world to me. And you know, I appreciated you guys before, but even more so now. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So make sure to leave a comment. And until then, I'll see you. Peace. See you next time.